I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, and the region was largely dependent on oil, gas, timber, and manufacturing. And I started to see my community changing. My neighbors were losing their jobs, our downtown was beginning to decline, and I asked myself why. Why do some areas grow and others don't? So I was curious as to the why, but then I wanted to know how I could be part of that solution. And that's what really led me to economic development. So for me, it's really personal, this work that I do, and it always has been. The Center for Economic Growth, or CEG, is the region's economic development organization. We are dedicated to driving economic growth in New York's 8-county, million-person capital region. We are investor-driven, we are not-for-profit, and we really bring together the business community, academia, as well as our nonprofit sectors to lead to sustainable growth. None of this work is done alone. I often say that economic development is a systems approach, but what does that mean? So if we really want to bring economic prosperity for everyone who calls the capital region home, we need to work in partnership. We need to take a yes and attitude. So it's the work that CEG is doing, it's us executing on our mission, and investment in our urban cores and our rural communities so that we have places where people want to live and work. It's also critical that we think about university-led innovation, resources for startups, and an agile workforce development system that meets people where they are so that they're connected to opportunity. It takes everyone working together. Most utilities have an economic development function, but we're really lucky in New York State because National Grid's is so robust. We need to be thinking 10, 20, 30 years ahead and figuring out what assets do we have that will help us be competitive? So CEG's been focusing on clean energy, including green hydrogen. We're working in AI, life sciences, and semiconductors. Albany has become internationally recognized as a location for component manufacturing associated with offshore wind. And CEG has been working over the past 3 years to position Albany as a location of choice, and it's beginning to pay off. So projects at the Port of Albany and the Port of Queens will create more than 650 jobs, and there'll be $350 million associated with those investments. And I think what's even more exciting is that people will have access to jobs in a new industry. Economic development takes diligence. Project lead times can be long, progress can be slow, so you really have to have persistence and you have to have passion. We're working towards a future where the region is thriving and all of its residents have access to opportunity.